I walked into a room full of people sitting in a perfect circle of chairs, in complete silence, staring at me.
A verjaardag.
I didn't know what a verjaardag was. I thought I'd walked into a support group.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Lars.
And I'm Mira, and today we are talking about something that has confused and mildly traumatized every expat I have ever met in this country: Dutch birthday culture.
Which sounds like it should be straightforward. It's a birthday, there's cake, there's singing.
And yet, nothing could have prepared me for my first Dutch birthday party. Nothing.
So for anyone just joining us, this is Expat in Orange, the podcast about what it's actually like living in the Netherlands as an expat. We've done cycling, weather, Dutch directness. If you haven't listened to those, go back. They're worth your time. Today, birthdays.
The Verjaardagskring. Let's start there, because I think it's the thing that genuinely bewilders every single non-Dutch person the first time.
The birthday circle.
The circle of chairs, arranged in a ring, or sometimes a rectangle or a sort of approximation of a ring depending on the room, but always a circle. All the guests seated in it facing each other, and also facing nothing, because the center is empty.
Which is completely normal to me, I want to say.
I know it's completely normal to you. That's the issue. Okay, so Lars, explain it. Why? Why the circle?
So the idea is that everyone can see and talk to everyone. Nobody is sidelined. Nobody ends up stuck in a corner with one person while the rest of the party is happening somewhere else. The circle is egalitarian, inclusive. Everyone participates in the conversation together.
In theory.
In theory.
In practice, what happens is that you have a circle of 15 to 25 people, many of whom do not know each other, attempting to have a single collective conversation. And because Dutch people are direct and efficient, that conversation has a sort of structure. One person speaks, everyone listens, then another person speaks.
It's a bit like a meeting.
It is exactly like a meeting, a birthday party that runs like a meeting. I sat at my first one thinking, when does the actual party start? And then I realized, this is the party. This is the format.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. British chaos, a kitchen full of people standing too close together drinking wine, someone starting a playlist, clusters of conversations happening simultaneously so you can drift between them based on vibes.
The British party format. Maximum noise, minimal structure.
It's perfectly functional. You find your people, you form a small group, you have a contained conversation. It's civilized.
From a Dutch perspective, that format means the birthday person barely sees their own guests. People disappear into corners and clusters, and half the party never connects. The circle solves that.
The circle creates its own problem, though, which is that if the group conversation stalls, if there's a moment of collective silence, every single person in the circle feels it simultaneously.
This is true.
I timed one once. 11 seconds of silence. 15 people, all in a circle, all experiencing the silence together.
What did you do?
I said something about the weather. Very naturally, like a true resident of the Netherlands.
You used the weather as emergency conversation filler.
I absolutely did. And it worked. Someone immediately had a Verjaardag update.
That's actually impressive integration.
5 years, Lars. 5 years. Okay, the congratulating. Because this is the other thing that nobody tells you about. You arrive at a Dutch birthday party, and you are expected to congratulate not just the birthday person, but every single one of their family members present.
Of course.
Of course. You say that like it's obvious. Lars, in Britain, at a birthday party, you find the person whose birthday it is, you say happy birthday, you hand over your gift or your card, and then you go get a drink. That is the entire social obligation.
But in the Netherlands, a birthday is a family milestone. The whole family shares in it. The mother gave birth. The father supported. The siblings grew up with this person. Of course, you congratulate them all.
So you go around the circle, which is convenient given its ring shape, and you say gefeliciteerd to each person individually. The grandmother, the uncle, the colleague of the birthday person who doesn't even know why they're being congratulated but accepts it graciously.
Yes, even the colleagues. Once you're in the circle, you're part of it.
My first time doing this, I genuinely thought someone was testing me. I said gefeliciteerd to the birthday person's mother, and she beamed at me and said dankjewel with genuine warmth, as if I had said something meaningful and personal.
Because you had, from her perspective.
Which is actually quite lovely when you understand it.
There it is.
Don't. Okay, and then there's the cake.
let's talk about the cake, because the cake situation is a whole sub-episode.
The cake situation.
In Dutch birthday culture, the person whose birthday it is brings the cake to work. They supply the treats, not the other way around. In Britain, and I believe in most of the world, when it's your birthday, people do things for you. They bring you cake. They take you out. The birthday person is passive recipient of celebration. Here, the birthday person is the host. You have to organize and provide refreshments for the occasion of your own birthday.
Because it's your special day and you want to share it with people. You're giving something to the people in your life as thanks for another year with them.
That is a beautiful framing that I completely reject on practical grounds. On my birthday, I do not want to be sourcing apple cake at 8 in the morning.
You haven't embraced this one yet.
I have not. I brought in pastries last year, very reluctantly, and I watched my colleagues eat them with the energy of people receiving a perfectly normal, expected thing rather than a gift. And I thought, no, this is wrong. I should be the one eating a cake that someone else bought.
But did anyone wish you a happy birthday?
Yes, enthusiastically. Everyone came to my desk. Gefeliciteerd, which did feel nice.
So you got the community celebration and you got to provide the treats. It's reciprocal.
It's still wrong, but I take your point.
The other cake tradition worth mentioning, and I think this one surprises a lot of people, is the Vlaai.
The Limburg fruit tart.
Yes, you know it.
I've been in this country for 5 years, Lars. I know what Vlaai is. It's a flat, open fruit tart from Limburg. Comes in various fruit options, served at serious celebrations.
You really have integrated.
Horrifying, but yes, for the bigger birthdays, the round numbers, the significant ones, you go up a tier. Standard cake for the office, Vlaai or something special for the family gathering. There's a hierarchy of celebration.
The big ones, 50, 60, the elderly relatives hitting 80 or 90, those are major events, multi-day affairs sometimes, open house format where people come and go across an afternoon.
Which I actually love, the open house birthday. I've been to a few of those now. You don't have to stay the whole time. You arrive, you do the gefeliciteerden, you have coffee and cake, you chat for an hour. You leave. It's civilized.
Better than the circle?
Different kind of civilized. The open house has more freedom of movement.
Let's talk about the agenda, because Dutch birthday parties often have one.
A literal agenda.
Not always written down, but there's a structure. Coffee and cake when people arrive, then at some point, depending on the time of day and the host, something savory, borrelhapjes maybe, little snacks, or a full meal if it's an evening party.
And crucially, there is a defined end time. Dutch parties have end times.
Which is practical and respectful. People have things to do. They have early mornings, they have children. Knowing the party ends at 10 means you can plan your evening.
In Britain, a dinner party has ended when the last person standing either finds their coat or falls asleep. There is no defined end time. The end time is a social negotiation that plays out approximately 45 minutes of, we should really go, while nobody moves.
That sounds exhausting.
It is exhausting, and I miss it desperately sometimes. But I've also arrived at Dutch parties and known when I'd be home, which has its own appeal, especially on a school night.
Can we talk about the age milestone thing? Because it's quite particular.
Abraham and Sarah.
You know it.
When a Dutch person turns 50, they see Abraham if they're a man, or see Sarah if they're a woman. It's a biblical reference. Abraham and Sarah were both said to have lived to be very old, and it means you've reached the age when you're officially considered experienced.
The polite version, yes.
And the tradition is that people put a life-sized figure of Abraham or Sarah, often a stuffed figure or a cardboard cutout, in the front garden of the person turning 50, so the whole neighborhood knows.
It's a public announcement, a celebration, but also, yes, a gentle tease.
I found this mortifying when I first heard about it. Imagine your neighbors publicly displaying a large effigy announcing your age to the street.
Most people think it's funny.
Most Dutch people think it's funny. I still think I'd be horrified.
You'd be horrified, but also secretly pleased. Admit it.
I absolutely would. Horrifying, but also secretly pleased. That's basically my tagline for the Netherlands.
We should put that on a shirt.
Okay, practical tips, because we should give people tools.
Tip 1. If you're invited to a Dutch birthday party, especially a family one, learn gefeliciteerd before you go and use it on every family member present. It costs you nothing and it lands really well. People notice and appreciate it.
Tip 2. Embrace the circle, or at least accept it. Don't stand in the corner with one person having a separate conversation. Join the circle, contribute when there's a natural opening, and know that the silence between contributions is perfectly fine.
Tip 3. If you start a new job, check whether the birthday cake tradition is in your office culture. In most Dutch offices, yes, you bring something in on your birthday. Don't be the person who doesn't. It's a small thing, but it matters for integration.
Tip 4, and I can't believe I'm saying this, if you're throwing a party, give it a start and end time, even if you're not Dutch. It is genuinely more considerate than leaving people to guess, and your Dutch guests will visibly relax when they see there's an end time on the invitation.
Tip 5. Don't be put off by the apparent formality of Dutch birthday gatherings. It looks rigid from the outside. The circle, the agenda, the congratulations round. But once you're in it, there's a real warmth there. People are genuinely happy to be together. The structure is just how they organize that happiness.
Which is actually a beautiful way of putting it. The structure is how they organize the happiness.
I have my moments.
You do. And I think that's the bigger thing about Dutch birthday culture, right? It looks cold from the outside. The circle, the cake obligation, the end time, the agenda. But it comes from a place of genuine community. The circle is so no one gets left out. The cake is so you share your joy. The congratulations to the whole family is because your life is a shared story.
You've really landed on something there.
5 years, Lars. It just took 5 years to see it.
Worth the wait.
Right. Gefeliciteerd to everyone listening who has a birthday coming up. We hope you find your circle.
Thank you all for listening. Find us with hashtag Expat and Orange on Instagram and TikTok. Leave a comment on YouTube. And please subscribe if you haven't. It genuinely makes a difference.
Next week, we are going into what I consider to be one of the biggest questions for any expat in the Netherlands. How do you actually make Dutch friends?
Which is harder than it sounds.
It is genuinely a topic. Dutch friendship has rules and stages, and it takes longer than you think. And it is absolutely worth it.
We'll get into all of it. I'm Lars.
And I'm Mira. Tot ziens.
Tot ziens, everyone.